Welcome back to Chloe Talks Tech. I'm Chloe George, of course, and today I wanted to bring you a quick and simple tutorial, something that I've been asked about a lot, especially because I share my screen a lot. So it is my digital vision board. It's something that I keep as a wallpaper on my computer as well as the background of my iPad. But today I'm going to show you specifically for your desktop wallpaper and how you can have your vision board directly on it so that you're constantly looking at that vision board. And I know with the end of the new year comes new goals for the next year. This can be either something that you change up every year or something that it's your lifelong vision board that you can either keep it on your desktop wallpaper or print it out if you want. The choice is pretty much yours. Instead of using the traditional magazine cutouts and things like that, I've decided, as a lot of my things are very digital, to just keep it on a digital platform and on my desktop wallpaper, so I'm reminded every time I sit down to work, to do whatever I need to do, to stare at it. I printed it out and actually put it over my computer area and in my closet. So besides having it as my desktop wallpaper, I actually have it in those two other spots as well. So I'm constantly looking at that, and I'm going to show you just a few other things that I kind of do with mine that I've learned through reading about vision boards and what you should include in them, and some things that have really helped me kind of keep the focus on having or wanting to manifest these actual things. So just keep watching for more. All right, my people, so let's get into this Canva tutorial. That was so weird. Anyway, so let's jump right into it. I'm going to show you, as I mentioned in the intro, how to do a digital vision board. So I'm going to show you what mine looks like just to refresh your memory. This has been asked of me because when I do these tutorials, they see this in the background of my videos. And in this vision board of mine, I've done words that reflect how I want to feel in any of these things that I want to accomplish in my life. So I want to feel confident. I want to travel. I want to be strong. I want to buy a house. I want to feel abundant in, whether it's from YouTube or just being my own boss, things like that. So I just use images that speak to me and words that speak to me. This is 10K subs. This is one of my milestones on YouTube that I want to hit. 10K downloads on my podcast and things like that. So you choose. There's so many methods. So I'm not going to go into the methods of how to do a vision board. There's tons of videos on YouTube in regards to that and how to do it. I think I took my inspiration from one of the many YouTube videos. I forgot which one. If I remember, I'll link it, but I don't remember right now. But I say that to say that you do what you want with it. I'm just going to show you how to do a digital vision board so that you can keep it on your desktop as a desktop wallpaper, or you can print it out as well and put it on your wall. So if you don't know, I have several different Canva tutorials, and definitely in 2022, way more to come. I've been asked to do a bunch of tutorials and they're all coming up pretty soon. So what you're going to do is you are going to select your size. So in order to get a wallpaper size for your computer, whether that's a Mac or a Windows PC, we're going to head on over to create a design. Typically, you can use a desktop wallpaper, which is 1920 by 1080, or if you want it a little larger, you can customize the size by clicking on custom size. But since it's already here for us, we're going to pick on the desktop wallpaper option. So I'm going to show you two ways of how to create one. So I'm going to actually duplicate this page. So the first one is to create a colored background, right? So let's say you want something, these are my brand colors. So let's say I pick something that's a little light like this. You can choose anything that you want. Then what you'll end up doing is dropping pictures on top of it. So what you'll do is you scroll down to the frame section, and then you'll end up picking what frames you like and what sizes you like and kind of placing them on the page. So I'm going to do a few circles and maybe a few squares. So you can do something like that and kind of place them maybe one in front of the other. So in order to move this one that's on the back of this one, you just click on it and then just hit position forward so that now it's on top of the other one like this. So if you wanted to create some sort of collage, you would do something like this. And then you just move it to wherever. You want to move this, let's say, to the end. You want to keep this one behind instead. And let's say you want to pick the squiggly one for whatever reason. We'll put it up there. Let's pick something a little darker just for the sake of this video. And so now you have some sort of layout. Again, this is just a tutorial. You pick whatever frames you want to do. Now all you have to do is drop in your images. So let's just say we go into, on our left hand side bar, we choose photos. If you have the pictures that you want already, you can upload them to Canva by going to the upload section and importing whatever pictures you have that Canva may not necessarily have. So we would go into, again, I would go into photos. So let's say I wanted to make this feel like the 1920s. If that's the vibe I'm going for, let's say for a particular year. So if you're making this vision board for the year itself, you can choose something that kind of matches whatever word you want to pick for the year. There's tons of videos on that as well where you choose the word of the year and you can create a vision board around that. So let's say if I wanted to make this like a vintage year or something like that, I would just pick, for me, the 1920s are what I considered one of the best vintage eras. So I would pick pictures related to the 1920s. So all of these things are called picture frames, right? So again, you can move them anywhere you want. Let's say I want to put that one down there and I kind of want to leave this space. Maybe you want to write out a little paragraph of kind of your goals instead of just super visual. You can write something there, maybe your favorite quote or whatever. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my pictures and I'm going to just drop everything that you drop into these frames is going to form the shape of that frame. So for example, if I wanted this lady in this circle, it's going to crop her to the size or the shape of the frame. Let's say this picture is large, but it didn't get the parts that you wanted. See, she's kind of off to the side. What you would do is you would double click and then you will able to move her right in the middle, off to the side. You wanted her to be a little more zoomed in. You can bring the picture up and then move whatever parts you want to show up within that frame. So something like that. And then you will kind of do to all the other pictures. So if you wanted this one here, again, if you wanted a certain part, if you wanted more of the building or more of the clock, less of the clock. If you want a zoomed in picture of maybe the clock itself, you have tons and tons of ways to play with these frames. Same thing again, we'll go to so she actually looks perfect, so I'm not going to do it. But again, you would double click, fix the picture, etc. Beat this up. So I'm going to drop in the other two pictures and I'll be right back with you. All right, so I have my picture set up here of what I want to actually convey with this vision board. Now it's time for text. So you pick your text. You pick your heading, subheading, whatever it is that you want. You can always change the font, whatever it is, the Roaring 20s. I don't know. This is just for the video. You can change the font by highlighting it and going into your font selection. If you have any fonts that you have uploaded that will come up here, they will come up first and it'll be under the uploaded fonts. So let's just say I wanted this to have a very scripted look like this. You play with the fonts and you put in whatever words resonate with you for your vision board. So that's one way of doing a vision board. And then again, you can add more elements. Let's just say I wanted to do pearls. So let's do pearls. This one, and I kind of wanted to strand. Now this is getting a little more graphic designery. That's not a word, but whatever. So let's just say I wanted to drape that, be part of the background itself. I can change the colors of these pearls. And if I wanted to send that to the back, so it's in the back, not so much in your face, and I wanted to kind of be a little more transparent than those. So this, boom, right? I wanted that to be part of the background. And if you just saw that, whenever you hover over the picture frames with a picture, it's going to try to drop it in there. So just make sure that you move around carefully. See how it's trying to be part of the picture frame. So I'm going to drop it right there. I'm actually going to lower the transparency down so you're barely able to see it. So it's part of the background. It is there, but you're not able to see it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the image to the back. I'm going to take the image, I'm going to position it backwards. So now it's part of the background and all the pictures should be right in front of it like that. And again, you can do the same thing. You can drop another image somewhere else and do whatever it is that you like and make this your own. Make it as pretty as you want. When you're satisfied with it, just go ahead. What you're going to do is, I usually like to give it a heading, but we're not going to do that. Let's just do vision board. And then I'm going to just go ahead and download that. We're going to download it as a big file. Here's a tip. If you are potentially going to print whatever image you have created in Canva or wherever, make sure you change the size to the highest possible, because once it downloads, the image won't be fuzzy when you try to print it out in a larger piece of paper. So let's say this, you want it in a poster size. If you print it at the smallest, which is 1 over here, but usually it defaults to 1. When you try to blow it up to something that's a little larger, it's going to look grainy and fuzzy, and you're going to be able to see all the pixels. So you want the highest quality. So we'll do the highest, which is 3. I'm only printing that first page. Now, if you had the other one done and you had several ones, then you obviously can do all pages. But for right now, we're going to just print page 1 and you're going to download. And then it'll download to your computer. And that is one way to do your vision board. I'm going to show you the way I do my vision board. I usually take a blank page like this. I'll go back to my elements. So again, just to refresh your memory, this is what my vision board looks like. And all of these pieces are frames that I just made sure I covered every inch of that page so I can drop a picture in it. So I'm going to go into my elements. I'm going to go into frames. Now I'm going to choose different sizes again. You can download them all at the same time, or you can do one at a time, whatever you want. Now I'm going to start playing with the layout. So I'm going to do one up here, and I'm going to take every inch of this page. I'm going to take everything up. So I usually like putting a circle right in the middle. I like doing another one back here. I'm going to put this ripped up one. Actually, I'm going to do the circle up here. I'm going to do this ripped up one right there. Let's do this one here. So you can overlap them as well. And it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to change these. So I like to throw in as well. I like to throw in grids. So you're going to go down to your elements. You're going to go into the grids. Now grids, you're able to change the size. And sometimes they have like these squares already kind of made for you. So you don't have to think about it. You can literally just, if you wanted to, let's do another page just to show you. If you wanted to, you can take one of these already done grids. Let's just do one that's fully loaded like this one, right? You can take that and it's already kind of done for you, but again, it'll be very boxy. Like these are rectangles and like it's already too rigid and I'm not a big fan of it. But what you can do is you can add grids to your existing vision board. So for example, if I added one grid, it's going to take up the whole space. Now you can actually move this wherever you want to. Let me show you down here. If I were to add a grid, this is going to take up the width of the page. You can actually move this into whatever shape you want. So you can make a landscape. You can make it small over here. You can make it this size. Obviously, it's going to stay in the rectangle or square shape. You can't make this into a circle, but you get the gist. So if you have like a missing piece from up here, I'm going to move it back up. So this section over here was a little weird, right? So I'm going to add probably this, but I'm going to make it like a strange size like that. I'm going to overlap this circle one. I'm going to bring her forward. So she's overlapping there. And then I'm going to bring this guy, which is kind of like that ripped paper. I'm going to bring them forward as well. Again, you can play with this any way you want. This is no rhyme or reason. This is for you, for your eyes, not for anyone else to judge you on it. So don't be harsh on yourself and try to make this as perfect. You do what you want with it. I'm going to use another one of those grid boxes. And I'm going to bring it behind all of these images. I'm going to take the circle because I already have one up here. So I'm going to take the circle, move it down here. Now you see I have this missing space that I can add another grid, move that grid. So once I added the grid, I can move it down to all that missing spot and kind of place them on top of it and then just position it backwards again. So now when you drop the images, they're going to drop into all of these. One's going to drop here, 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 here. So let's just say I want to make the bottom if I'm traveling. This is just how I would do it. Again, you could do it any way that you want. Let's just do beach, right? So if beach is one of the things that I want to do, I would probably put this beach at the bottom here. So it can be kind of like the background like that. And then once you start filling out these frames, then you can really start seeing your vision board come to life. So if this is too much in the way, like, yeah, I don't like that there, you can move that there. Make, let's say, this one smaller, bigger. You see there's a space in here that I'm not too fond of. So we're going to move this picture up. So we still see the beach. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this. I want more beach than I want the starfish. So I'm going to zoom in the picture, move it down, and I'll have more beach. A sliver of the starfish, or maybe I'll pick another picture because that picture kind of sucks. I like this one. It's simple. I like the colors are more muted, but it's kind of made its background. And I can push this one over if I want more beach, kind of zoom in more. Get the gist. So then I'll start playing with the placement of the other ones. So now let's say I want to get back into fitness. I'll just choose an image. If this one is resonating with me, I'll just place it somewhere. Say I wanted her there. I can, again, double click the picture, probably move her over more to this section so she's more in the corner. Or I can flip the picture horizontally so she's on the other side. So she's running into the board like that. Then we'll do, if your goal is to be your own business owner, you can do any picture. Maybe it's a picture of you at your desk, but let's just say this is me, which is not. I'm going to just drop her into one of the frames wherever I want her. That's important to me. And then I'll drop it right in the middle, and there she goes. Let's just say this is, like, even if you have a quote. Oh, look, this one's cute. It says it's possible. So let's use that. So it's part of like the ribbed portion of this. I don't want those binder clips to show up. So let's get them out of here. And so now all I'm seeing is just the it's possible portion of it. So it looks like you ripped it out of a magazine. This is why I really like that particular frame. And again, you can go back into elements, go back into your frames and see what else you want to drop on top, move it, make them smaller, whatever it is that you want. So possibilities are definitely endless. So I'm going to make this one smaller. Probably move her right here and then bring her up this way. So now I need something from this section up here. Let's just do something. Let's say I was going to Spain. Let's put a picture of Spain up there. A landscape of Spain. I really like this one. Again, I like muted colors, but if you like colorful stuff, you can do as you please. I will do something like that. To me, that's still a little too bright. I would just dim down the transparency, kind of do that. And then what are other goals people always do? Okay, I might like that one better. Okay, I might like this one better. Just move the picture up like that. And let's do money. People like money. If you want to make money, put it on your vision board. So I like the look of this one. We'll put this one over here. And again, if you double click and you want it a little closer, you want to be focused all up on that money, honey. And then what else? Oh, house, right? Always dreaming of house things. So look for something if you have a particular one that you've taken a picture of. If you've gone to the neighborhood and you've seen that particular house over and over again, definitely go ahead and take a picture of it and put it as part, again, of your vision board. Now, I want to keep this a little bit square. So I'm going to drop this one right in that middle section. And now I'll have 2 slots left of what I want to do, what I want to post. Oh, shopping, right? Let's do Chanel because I want the look and feel of luxury. That's what I want to manifest into my life. So let's put a Chanel picture. And now we have the very last one over here, which we can do. Let's do like friends, right? Family, whatever. If it's important to you with your kids, your family, to find a loved one, to go on adventures, to have a baby, let's put this one, even though I'm nowhere wanting any babies, but let's just put that. And so that's it. That is how you make a digital vision board. So now what you do is just like we did in the other one. See how this is like stinking cute, right? So we're going to do, we're going to download page 2. I'm going to make this bigger. So once you have your image, depending on your operating system, I'm obviously on a Windows PC. I have Windows 10, 11, I don't even know what number they're up to. But regardless to anything, it's still the same exact type of function. If you notice, it looks very, very clear. I can actually zoom in and you can see how clear the picture is. Don't know if it comes across on this video, but it's super clear because I did it at the highest level. So yes, the image is going to be a lot larger in size, but also very printable. So if you want to print this out and make it big, put it in your closet door, the back door of your office, whatever it is, it's going to be a nice size to print. So now if you're in a Windows like I am, you're just going to right click. Don't get me wrong, I believe Apple does the same exact thing. So you're just going to right click. You're going to set as background. Now, I don't want to go ahead and set that as my background because this is just a makeshift vision board and then it'll show up here. But that's essentially it. Now, one last thing I did not mention that you can do as well is to add words that reflect what you're seeing here and how this makes you feel. So again, I use a technique that I found in a video. Hopefully I'll find it so I can link it below. Her technique is, and I'm sure a lot of people talk about this as well, is how these things make you feel. So instead of just being, I want to be fit over here, you write down the word that it's associated with that feeling. So for this one, I would want to put strong. So I'm going to put strong. I'm going to choose a font. I'm going to use my uploaded fonts, Mango Salsa. Let's say I want to use that. Now, again, you drop it wherever. If it's going to be over her, you can change the color. Put the words that are associated with that. You want to put like boss lady. I can write travel over here, or more specifically, if this is like a vision board for the year, I can write Spain. Here, how does money and how does having a lot of money, how is it going to make me feel? So I can write that there. Here, like family. What are these things when you do acquire them? What is the feelings that are associated with them? What do you want to feel? So that's what you write on it. That's one of the techniques, again, that I learned, and that's how I've been creating these vision boards. And they really feel motivating to me. When I look at my vision board, I feel motivated by what I'm reading and what I'm seeing. So just do it the way it works the best for you, how it makes you ultimately feel, and just have fun with it. Take your time. I suggest really just to sit down with this and take some time where you're quiet to do this, to really think about the images that you want to put on your vision board, because it's something that if you're going to do it for your forever vision board, you want to really put thought into the things that you really want and how you want to feel. And if it's just your yearly vision board, the same thing, you really want to think about the things that you want to accomplish during that year. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. That's it for me. Cue the outro. Welcome back to Khloé Talks Tech. I'm Khloé George.